What is up, guys? This is my final part of my Blu-ray update. Part 4, you made it! Yay! And right now we're going to be talking some action, some more blockbuster-y kind of movies. So, let's get started. First off, one of the more disappointing movies people have talked about in recent years, and that is Tron Legacy. And in terms of disappointing, the very shitty Jeff Bridges lookalike and just overall, it was very boring per se. And I gotta say, there's a lot of good things that came out of this film. First thing to mention, the Daft Punk soundtrack. Definitely one of the better scores to have been done in recent years. Like, Daft Punk was perfect to have done the score for this film, and it just made the movie that much more awesome, in my opinion. You got Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner, the two original cast members, to come back to this film, and Olivia Wilde. That not too shabby to look at that either. And it just overall, I guess many people thought it went the complete opposite that the original went for. It was more bright and colorful and very campy. This one went serious. It went like a Matrix type serious situation. It was much more darker, a lot of blue and a lot of gray, and so yeah, a lot of people didn't like that contrast from the first film to this one, so I can see why people hated it. But I remember seeing this in IMAX and I thought, holy shit, this is pretty cool. It's not the best movie by any means in terms of sequels, but I thought it was a worthy effort. There was a legit effort put into this film, and it was pretty cool. And I thought it's definitely not a cheap set, by the way. This is the Tron and Tron Legacy combo pack, 5 or 6 discs. Let's see, no, 5. And this son of a bitch right here goes for like $60 sometimes, 50 something dollars. But I got so fortunate to have gotten this for $30 at one of my local pawn shops. They actually researched this shit, so I was just like, damn. But they knew their shit. Some pawn shops do, and some of them, most of them don't. But that's the unfortunate part. When I was purchasing this, I actually haggled a little bit because they had it at $45, and I was just like, that's too steep, even for pawn shop prices. But anyways, glad to have this in my collection. I still need to rewatch this. I have not seen it on Blu-ray, but I imagine it's going to look pretty awesome. It's Disney, so they always do a great job with their Blu-ray transfers. Next up is a movie directed by a man so many people hate, and that is Transformers: Dark of the Moon. I gotta say, for an action film, or action junkies, they must have jizzed their pants when they saw this. This film, the last 30 minutes are mind-blowing visually. I don't see why people seem to hate on this particular film so much. Sure, Revenge of the Fallen, yeah, it was awful. But I still thought it was fun in a way. It was very B-movie-like, racist robots aside. But this film got a little bit more serious in tone. I was happy for that, and there was actually more Transformer dialogue than people dialogue. We didn't have whiny parents talking up a storm as much. We didn't have Megan Fox botching up her dialogue as well, so yeah, Shia LaBeouf was alright. He was really over the top. I don't know why. I guess he just figured, fuck it, this is going to be my last Transformers movie. Might as well go out yelling even more. But this badass cover with Optimus on there, I love this. And this is the edition where it came with all the special features. For those of you who bought it last year, y'all got fucked. Especially since it just had the movie, which I think was really stupid and a very major cash grab. Glad I waited for this year. So yeah. Excuse me. Man, can't shake this stuff. Next up is Marvel's Thor. I hate this movie. I'm a completionist when it comes to certain franchises, and the Avengers is one of them, and I just didn't like this. It was one of the more disappointing films from last year, in my opinion. It was good in the sense that I loved the Asgard world. I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor. But everything else, just fell apart. I'm just gonna say that, especially when everything came down to earth. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins was alright. Idris Elba was good. Tom Hiddleston was good. Natalie Portman, she was just there. Kat Dennings, what the fuck? They've all done good things. Kat Dennings has got Two Broke Girls, good show. Natalie Portman, Black Swan. Anthony Hopkins, we all know that, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm hoping the sequel will be better, though. A standalone film, it's okay, but yeah. Next up is the Star Trek remake. Many Trekkies probably hate what I just did right now. This is one of those movies that just doesn't seem to go down in price. It always seems to be anywhere between $13 to $15 for some reason, especially with the slipcover still intact, and I paid $13 for it, but still need to revisit this. Haven't seen it yet. But I remember watching it. I actually watched it twice in the theater, and I don't know shit about Star Trek. And I actually heard some Trekkie fans still didn't like this movie, and I thought it was a legit movie. I thought it was fun from seeing it a couple times in the theater. I loved Simon Pegg as Scotty in this. That's all I think about. Forget about Spock, Captain Kirk. I love Scotty. Simon Pegg did such a great job. The little party hat, I just loved his one-liners and funny accent. Not funny accent, but just funny dialogue that he had. The little bit of screen time he had. I don't know. I'll revisit this. Definitely. Next up is Colombiana. There's no justifying this. This movie's bad. It's a ripoff of so many action films. Zoe Saldana does not look like she can technically kick your ass in as many big people that she knocks out in this film. Doesn't look like she can do it very well, but hey, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. It was okay. It's not the best film in the world, but in terms of B-movie action films, this is definitely fun to watch, especially if you are possibly inebriated. If you're inebriated, you may like it more. I don't know. I'm not condoning that. But one thing's certain, Zoe Saldana is hot, and that's all I know. Next up, Captain America. Once again, the Marvel movies, standalones, are just, I don't know what it is. They're not the best movies, but I love how they just are stepping stones to the awesomeness of this year that was the Avengers. And this one I definitely enjoyed a hell of a lot more as a standalone movie than Thor. Love Tommy Lee Jones. Chris Evans was also pretty well casted, even though we all had our doubts from him going from Human Torch to this. But anyways, I thought he did a good enough job, and Hugo Weaving is the Red Skull. So it looked like there was a little bit more effort put into this film than Thor, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. But I enjoyed this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And ending with the whole Avengers thing. The Avengers. The Target exclusive version. This has the whole... If I can get this thing out. The whole little exclusive bonus 90-minute disc right here. Another Blu-ray right here. And I just love that it did do this. That Target did this, and that does include the alternate artwork. The original artwork, this is all the artwork of the standard releases, but they have the alternate slipcover artwork. It looks pretty awesome. It's embossed instead of lenticular like the original releases, but I like this better. I don't know what it is. Not so much that it's just embossed and whatever, because I do like me some lenticular slipcovers. But it just looks different. I like it, and I got no really complaints about it. It's a fun action film. It's definitely one of the better action films of the year. It's just one of those movies, man. You just don't see that very often. But anyways, guys, that is all. Folks, in the words of Porky Pig, I am done. Thank you all for bearing with me and my shitty voice today, and I just really appreciate every view I get, so thank you, sincerely. I should have some movie reviews up very soon. Hopefully I'll be a little bit better. Can review Skyfall coming up very soon. Hopefully I'll check that out tomorrow. So yeah, and I'm definitely going to try to post a review of a couple other movies I've seen recently as well. So look forward to that, and thank you all for watching. Like this video, subscribe, comment, and everything else in between. So I'm Tone Flotus with Worth a Watch, and keep going to the movies.